A Girl on the Shore is about Isobe and Komi. The story starts as you see Komi dealing with the fact that she got turned down by the person to whom she gave her heart and body. The guy that turned her down is Misaki. He is the most famous guy of the school, so it's natural that he is a playboy. And so it's not shocking that he used Komi for just his personal gain and left her. Now that Komi is heartbroken, she goes to Isobe, a guy that she previously rejected, and they start this friends with benefit type relationship. And so begins the twisted relationship. This manga tries to explore teenage sexuality. Is that a word, mate? I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that it tries to explore what happens when teenagers have sex. Trauma happens, yup. What do you thought will happen, mate? This too does not know consent or healthy boundaries, and still they're delving into sexual relationship. That's not going to end well, mate. You know what will happen. They will get traumatized for their life, maybe. On top of that, they're in a relationship like friends with benefit type relationship, which is toxic for even adults, and they are just kids. They're just kids that delving into friends with benefit type relationship. This isn't going to end well. This manga is controversial, and that's because it shows kids doing intercourse and other sexual stuff. It does not sugarcoat the adult scenes at all. Also, most of the intercourse scenes are unfiltered, so a normal person is bound to think that this is just another con or con manga and shrug it off as just another degenerate manga, which it is. It is a degenerate manga. It is a con and con manga, but at the same time it's so much more. It's a social commentary on topics that no one wants to talk about. The lolicon and the sotakon are necessary part of the story. I really mean that. See, the whole story is an exploration of consequences of teenagers having sex without fully understanding the emotional and psychological implication of it. So the main character being teenagers is necessary for the story. A Girl on the Shore explores far more than just the controversial themes of teenage sexuality, consent, and trauma. This manga also explores topics such as personal growth and harmful effect of internet, suicidal thought, bullying, and many other complex societal issues which a normal manga would not try to explore. This manga executes these topics perfectly. It does not answer to any of the questions that it asks, but a manga should ask questions. That's how something will change in our world, in real world. As the story progresses, we slowly start to understand the reason why Komi and Isobe get into a friends with benefit type of relationship. And I kind of understand why they are in this type of relationship. They want to feel a void inside of their heart. They want to feel pleasure without getting attached to each other. Komi is a girl who recently got her heart broken. She does not want to break her heart again. So she gets into this relationship to feel pleasure without falling in love. But you cannot play with fire without getting burned yourself. And that's exactly what happens when Komi starts to develop feelings for Isobe. Isobe, on the other hand, he starts to distance himself from her. Although he remains physically present with Komi, his mind is consumed with thoughts of revenge against the bullies who drove his brother to take his own life. On top of that, Isobe is depressed. He wants to take his own life. This manga feels very realistic. The way the dialogue are written feels like they're spoken by real people. Every panel feels like they are just static shot. It feels like we are grounded to just one view. We are watching these people carry on with their regular life, and we are just viewers watching them. We see their happy moment, we see their sad moment, and moment they want to hide. Still we see those. And it feels so real. We feel their anguish, their grief, their happiness. We could do nothing, just sit and watch and learn from their mistake. And that's what this manga is. It's a life lesson. By the way, I'm not going to spoil the rest of the story because I know some people will go and read this manga after watching this video. Even though I have said them many times, don't read this manga, mate. You degenerate. What is wrong with you, mate? Are you a misogynist? Okay, that's not what I was trying to say, okay? Are you a masochist? Do you like to get hurt, mate? I told you, this manga is going to hurt you on a personal level. Why the do you want to read this? Fuck it, I'll just explain the rest of the story so you cannot read it. I'll spoil everything. As the story and their relationship progress, Isobel starts to isolate himself from everyone. He starts to lock himself up in his room and go to every degenerating thing that he can watch or he can read. He is a guy that wants revenge on people that took his brother's life. Like, they didn't literally take his brother's life, but they drove him into taking his own life. To get away from Komi, he tells Komi that he doesn't need her anymore and starts to ghost her. Komi, on the other hand, does not want to let go of Isobe, so she starts to write messages after messages telling him how he should talk with him, how they can solve everything, how she has started to fall in love with him. But at the end, she gets totally ghosted and they don't end up with each other. And that's not a bad thing. Sometimes people are not just meant for each other. That's just how things work. And it's not all for nothing, since the experience that they gained together made them a better person, made them more mature. Toward the end, we see Komi finally in a new relationship, and she looks happy. She looks like she is finally at peace, and that's something great. This manga is quite hard to read. I feel uncomfortable reading this manga. And it's not just because of its graphical depiction of literally teenagers having sex. That is one of the reasons why it may be hard for someone to read. But that's not the reason why it was so uncomfortable for me to read. It's the social commentary that made me uncomfortable and made this manga so hard to read. As a teenager, I have done few shitty things, and because of that, I kind of relate to this manga, and that's uncomfortable for me because I know a person should not be able to relate to this manga because the things that happen in this manga, no one should go through these things. Like, no one should do these things while they are in their teens. I like this manga a lot. It's a masterpiece. It's written and drawn by Ino Asano. I can bet you have heard that name before. He is the guy that made Oyashimo no Punpun, one of the best-selling mangas. I have a love-hate relationship with Ino. I like his mangas as art, but at the same time, I don't have fun reading his mangas. I hate reading his mangas. It takes a lot of emotional toll to read his mangas. He always tries to explore human psyche, and he does that in such a realistic way that his mangas become unbearable to read. I personally cannot recommend this manga to anyone, and that's because of this manga's content. It has teenagers doing stuff, bullying, and on top of that, it's written in such a way that it can even make a grown-ass man have mental breakdown. So I cannot recommend this manga to anyone. I have said this before, but I'll say it again. Even though this manga is a masterpiece, it's not for everyone. Some people might find it offending and some other might just get depressed after reading this manga. So viewer discretion is advised. I'm just recording this part after I have completed the whole video. I just found out that somehow I copied the marksman video on this manga. I'm not kidding, my video sounds quite similar to the marksman video. How the fuck this happened? I don't know. Still, I'm not changing anything since I want to keep it authentic. If I have made a mistake, that mistake stays. I don't want to hide it. By the way, before writing the script for this video, I have watched a lot of reviews from other content creators, and Marksman video was one of those videos. I don't know why I'm saying this. I don't know if this have anything to do with this whole ordeal or it's just a coincidence. But still, I want to say I'm sorry to the Marksman. Pleasurizing you was never my intention. Now, that being said, let's just steal his thumbnail and title. Why? Because I want to confuse the fuck out of people. Yeah, let's just do that.